maybe.
There it is.
Hi, there it is. Yay. Hello, everyone. My name is Shauna, the Tax Goddess, and today I am joined by one of my favorite redheads. Oh, darn. You have two redheads. Hello on the same podcast. It's amazing. Brandy Lawson. She is an author. She is a brilliant tech goddess, AI, how to run the world's just amazing. You guys are going to be blown away. I'm so excited to have her here with us. And today we are covering her book, Higher Help. So Brandy, tell us a little about you, what you do. Tell us about Higher Help. Tell us all the good things.
Sure. Well, I'm excited to be here with my favorite tax goddess because much like I'm going to talk about, you need experts who know the thing, and Shauna knows her stuff. So I have a company called Fiery Effects. We've been around for 13 years. We've kind of had a couple different identities, but really we help our clients make better decisions with software, technology, apps, and now AI. I have a predisposition for getting things done the efficient way. Sometimes I think it's my superpower. Sometimes I think it's a character flaw. Either way, like it's something it's a lens at which I look at the world through. And Higher Help is the book that I wrote and published like a year and a half, coming up on 2 years ago, because in all of our work with clients, be it when we were doing more marketing agency stuff, when we're doing system stuff, when we're doing software, and now even AI, bless everybody's little heart, you do need experts in your business, like Shauna, like me, like HR people. You also kind of need the guidebook on how to make the most of that relationship, because God bless every expert that comes. They have an expertise, but they don't always know how to connect the dots for you. So it's a little bit of everybody needs to show up. And that's why I wrote the book, so that you can get the most value when you hire an expert and really grow and scale your business.
And so growing and scaling, so many people think that's what they want, but maybe that's not right. You're laughing because you know where I'm going with this one, right? So what do you think are some of the core pieces that people need to look at to even decide if they want to grow and scale in the first place?
Well, and growing and scaling isn't the same for everyone. There are those people who are like, I want to dial this thing to 11 and then sell. Cool. There's people who I think more like me and you who kind of want a lifestyle business. Like, I love doing the thing I do. I like getting paid for doing the thing I do. I would like to do the thing that I do and have a life.
That enjoyment thing that I've heard something about. Yeah.
Well, and then many, and again, it's kind of like what school of thought you were subscribed to or do subscribe to, but also getting really clear about what success is for you. I think a lot of business owners come into it and get handed a definition of success, or kind of are subscribed to the general definition of success, which is like, you need a 7-figure business. I'm like, do you? Really? Do you really want that?
Yeah.
So getting clear on what you want. And spoiler alert, sometimes you need an expert to help you, because there's a lot of, unwinding, a lot of questions that we just cannot ask ourselves, or we won't be honest with ourselves about it. So the first thing is like, what do you really want out of your business? And sometimes you do need either a trusted friend, or a couple sessions with a coach or a mentor, or a little bit of trying this and that to get clear on what you actually want.
And clarity is, of course, one of the things that nobody ever gets when you're so deep into trying to build a 7-figure business that's not even what you want. How do you even catch that? I mean, so you were talking about building this team of experts. What are some of the uncommon types of experts that a business may need?
So we all know the standard. So when people think, oh, I'm going to need an accountant, they most always think about an accountant, or even a tax accountant, but they don't always know they need a tax strategist, right? They sometimes will think, oh, I need a marketing agency, or I need somebody to help me with my marketing, maybe also sales. Not everybody knows there's people who can help with operations. Not everybody knows there's people who can help make decisions about the systems you're putting into place. So a lot of the times I'm like, hey, there's probably experts out there you haven't even thought of. So yeah, there's an HR recruiting, but did you know there's somebody who can help you write your employee manual? And yes, there's a lot of DIY out there, but also if you were going to DIY it, you would have DI done it. So you haven't done it.
I'm adding that to every single email. Did you DI done it or DI want it? What are you? Ooh,
Yes,
I like it.
yes.
I'm insane.
There. So this comes back to like being a little honest with yourself. And you can hire a business coach. Well, some industries actually don't know they can hire a business coach, as it turns out, but most people know they can hire a business coach. However, I think something you and I talked about recently is the accountability expert. So my armchair theory of business owners is that there's two kinds of business owners: diagnosed ADHD and undiagnosed ADHD. So if you don't have a diagnosis and you own a business, I have news. And they found through research that for those people who have a hard time paying attention or focusing, having another person, they call it the body double, helps you focus. Well, you can also do that virtually. So I use a service called Worksitter. No one actually knew that they could hire somebody to sit with them and watch them work, but it allows me in 3 hours a week to get 8+ hours of work done. And that is freedom for me. There's also other groups and other things that you can join and drop in. So if you've got something that you've been kicking down the can, like getting back to your tax strategist on all the stuff they need, you can drop in and get some accountability. So this is a piece that I think business owners will sometimes figure out they need because they joined a networking group or something else, but they didn't know they could get it on demand. So if there's something you need, there's probably someone who can help you.
I love it. Weird to have an economy of goods and services in exchange for things. Crazy how that works. Well, and so, we often hear you were talking about if you would have DI done it, right? At what point does somebody make the decision, listen, I've been trying. I put aside an hour a week every week, and then I'm like, oh, something else came up. Like, at what point do you decide I have to do something? Like, I have to fix this problem?
Well, at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and typically it has to be really painful for us to change, which is not actually serving you probably. And I also say that business ownership is the personal development program no one asked for. If you're going to be successful, you're going to have to really know yourself, and your strengths have a dark side. And so if there is anything on your list that someone's nagging you for or you haven't gotten done, it may be time to figure out the accountability. Some people will do team co-working sessions. So everybody shows up with their list of stuff that needs to get done for a 50-minute session, and you can decide on the level of accountability. Either everybody puts in the chat what they're working on, or everybody shares what they're working on, then they break out. There's so many ways to do this. But if you're experiencing the symptoms of there's stuff rolling over on your to-do list, there's people nagging you, you're afraid to open your email because you're like, oh no, it's going to be from Tax Goddess and I haven't gotten the thing to them. Like, those are serious signs. And once you do it, also, I think part of moving through the maturity of a business owner is being unapologetic about what it takes to get it done. Yeah. So if I need to go to the gym and I have to fall over my gym shoes on my way out of bed to be able to do that, great. If I need to get stuff handled that I would otherwise avoid and I put an hour on my calendar to have a work sitter, great. Because the only thing that actually matters is that it got done.
I was about to say, you're right. There's such a stigma around I need help. Everybody needs help with something, right? And whether it's from the work sitter expert or the AI expert or the marketing expert or the tax strategy expert, whatever, right? You're right. There's this stigma about like, well, I can't figure out how to get it done, so I'm going to just hide my head in a hole. Like,
or the idea that we could possibly bootstrap no. The world needs the thing that you're good at.
Yes. That
means there's going to be a lot of things you aren't good at that you probably need to get your message into the world. So get help.
100%. I've often heard this analogy of, listen, there's the $1,000 an hour job, the $100 an hour job, and the $10 an hour job. And if you are trying to do all three of those, you are not bringing your genius to the rest of the world. You have to be doing the $1,000 an hour job. Now, I mean, side note to that, we also get a lot of comments saying, well, yeah, but my business isn't big enough yet. I can't afford to outsource the $10 an hour job or the $100 an hour job. What kind of tools, what do we have with all these new AI solution awesomeness thingies? Like, what kinds of tools are out there for people that just honestly just can't afford it yet?
Right. Well, so that brings me back to sales. So it's kind of this like vicious cycle that a lot of businesses will find themselves in, that they are doing the $10 an hour stuff, which means they're not doing the sales, because the sales is not $10 an hour. But they're like, I promised this thing. So it's like this collection, it's this recipe. It's not a silver bullet. Like there's not one thing that gets you out of the vicious cycle of getting yourself into the $10. It's a recipe. And part of it is the delete. What doesn't actually need to be done? And being really brutally honest with yourself, because I actually had a new business come to me. They're like, we want to start a blog. And I'm like, how many paying clients do you have? They're like, 0. And I'm like, you're not starting a blog. Like, this is not.
No.
Will it eventually help? Does it help with visibility on search? Yes, all of those things are true. However, you don't need a blog to get started with that. I'm like, Google business profile. Post on there about your services, post on there about who uses you, and be out and get your first 10 paying clients. Because sales, nothing else matters if you're not making sales. Now, the feast and famine cycle is we went and made a bunch of sales and now we have to do a bunch of delivery. Okay, yes. And be realistic about what you want to deliver and be realistic about the value, because we also tend to want to over deliver, which is great. And our clients love that. But if they're not paying us for it, then you're taking away time that you could be selling into over delivering.
Yep.
So be real with yourself about what is done, what is the 80%, because a lot of the panic, a lot of fear shows up in perfectionism and procrastination.
Ooh. God, that hits hard. Absolutely.
So sometimes,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, not sorry. Like we've all dealt, I think a lot of us have dealt with this, is it has to be perfect. It has to be like, yes and no. Like the 80% that gets the job done, that moves them to the next thing. Because I also have big news, is things are moving so fast that if you pixel perfect a website, it's probably going to be outdated. Now.
Right.
Yeah. You have to just get the, I find the SFD to be very liberating, the shitty first draft. If you can get yes, so AI can help you with an SFD, but if you even have team members, so some people are like, I won't hire because I need a unicorn. By the way, if you're trying to hire a unicorn, you've grouped too many things into one role. You got to separate that out. Find the lowest value. We did this with one of our clients. I'm like, no. What is the absolute lowest value thing that you're doing right now? Oh, talking to walk-ins. Great. We hire a person only to talk to walk-ins. Like this could be an intern. This could be like creative problem solving. But yes, a lot of we're stuck in the $10 an hour thing is a cage of our own making.
Yeah.
And part of it, and most of it, let's be honest, 95% of it is fueled by fear.
And there we go. Yep. If I don't greet the walk-in who's going to do it, and heaven forbid they stand there for 30 seconds until I come around the corner to say hi.
Yeah. Or what if they couldn't walk in? What if then put a phone number on the door? But to get out of the fear cycle, you have to start making the confidence cycle. And the confidence cycle comes from doing something well, recognizing you did it well, and then doing it again. So we keep ourselves out of the confidence cycle by being in the fear cycle that, it's not perfect. It's not like, what is done? What is good? What is good enough? Do it. Yes, it's good enough. I see results of my success. Next thing.
And so it sounds like, as you're saying, the SFD, the shitty first draft, it sounds like it's, first of all, shitty first draft. It's not going to be perfect, but you got something done. So be proud of the thing that you got done. And it kind of sounds like surround yourself by other people that are like, oh my God, look, you got that thing done. That's amazing. Right? Like,
right. Or like, so my kryptonite is a blank page. Like if I need to do something, it cannot be a blank page. I have to have an SFD to like crack it open. So my team is good at giving me an SFD, and AI is really good at giving me an SFD. So that's the way to crack it open. Then I can refine it. But I also need to start with what is done. Like, what does the finish line actually look like? Because if that's unclear, then I'm just going to keep revising, and that's not actually going to make any value.
Love it. And so, I mean, that's a trap a lot of people fall into. Like, oh, just one more change, one more thing, one more whatever. How do you decide what the 80% line actually is?
So it goes back to building the skill of defining the objective. It's like, what is the purpose of this? And if the purpose of this is, let's say, helping people set up an AI note taker for their client meetings. Okay, if that's the purpose, then what does done look like? It checks these boxes. This box, nope, not that. Like, it doesn't need to be a 40-page dissertation. Like, it actually shouldn't be a 40-page dissertation. Like, if we are really clear about the purpose, then we can be clear about the done. And that the done is a B. C+.
It's your 80-20. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, because spending more time on that is not going to deliver more value.
Okay. So really kind of understanding, what is done, what is the value that you're trying to give, and how can you at least get to a baseline of that? Because you can always improve it later. Once you have this system,
100%.
Come back, do it again, right?
Yeah, this is the only reason my book got published, because Brandy 4 or 5 years ago was terrified of like hitting done. Like, oh my God, it's going to go into print. What if there's a typo? What if there's and then I just had to be okay with, you know what? If there needs to be there are editions of books. Did you know you could put out another edition? There could be a new edition.
I love it.
So, but I was like, because if I just try to perfect it, no one's ever going to benefit from this information. And dear God, please, somebody show up as a better client, show up as a better expert, like make this a better experience, because everybody needs somebody else so that they can do their thing in the world.
And there you go. Because if you don't, and again, you all tried to do it yourself. Like, I don't know about y'all. I have tried to change the oil in my car once. One and done, never doing it again. I came out covered in muck. The floor was covered in muck. I'm like, done. I'm paying the guy. I'm paying the lady, like whoever, right? I'm paying the expert to do the thing. And I think you're right. It seems like from a business standpoint, right? You get the brand new baby business that doesn't have any money, that's afraid, right? Like, if I hire that person, I'm going to go bankrupt, right? Okay, I understand. But there are so many new tools, like start with the shitty first draft from the AI.
Yep.
If that did 30% of your work, yay, it's a start, go that path.
Well, also so my new rule about websites is like, you can't build a website until you have 10 paying clients, because you actually don't know enough about your business until you have 10 paying clients.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah. What kind of copy do you even need on the homepage? You don't even know what they care about yet.
And the rest of it is a distraction from the uncomfortable hard work of selling.
Yep. Love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So much awesome information. So, okay, we obviously we talked about the book, right? A little bit. Other than go to Amazon, here guys, I'm going to show you on Amazon. You absolutely need to go check out the book. It's amazing. Okay. This lady is way too smart. MBA. She just knows all the things. Okay. So you guys absolutely need to go check her out on Amazon. Brandy, what are if people only took one thing away from today, what's the thing?
Ooh, one thing. I'm going to double down on you can hire an accountability expert. There's a LinkedIn article that I wrote about, like, there's 5 different places. Worksitter, again, it's wildly affordable. So for less than $20 an hour, you could be doubling, tripling your productivity every week. So like, look at it, try it. Maybe it's not for you, maybe it is, but it kind of will crack open your idea of how you can get help. And legitimately, the 3 hours that I have booked with my work sitter every week are gold for my business. They're gold for my team. They're gold for everything else, because then I'm getting all of this stuff out of the way, either delegating it, getting it done. And it's taking me so much less time to do things that are not high value add.
Well, and they say that when you rely on your own willpower, your willpower runs out. Like that's, but
some people have the superpower of discipline. I know a couple people who are like, oh, I just need to do it. So I did it. I was like, I don't.
You did?
What does that mean? What, you just had to do it and you did it? What about negotiating, overthinking it? Like, are you doing none of these other extra activities that it takes for me to do anything? No? All right. So they have a superpower. It's discipline. I do not have that superpower. That's fine. I can support all of my existing superpowers by finding other people to help me, finding systems to support me, and finding mechanisms to make it work. And so that I can experience the freedom my business can bring me, as opposed to being a prisoner to it.
I love it. I love it. Miss Brandy, as usual, knows all the things. Guys, if you have not checked out her book, go check out her book. All right. On Amazon, super easy to find, hire help. Okay. And of course, if you need redheads in your life to run things, there's a fabulous pair of them right here. Hi. You can reach out to either of us. Of course, we have Brandy's website here in the banner at the bottom, Tax Goddess. We're super easy to find. Brandy, I want to say thank you so much for being here today. Such a pleasure as always. And just a little reach out to the audience. Guys, if you love this kind of knowledge, we know, we've looked at the statistics. Only 81% of you are watching, but you're not subscribed. Help us out, please. I know, click the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribes for our channel. We want to keep bringing amazing content like Miss Brandy to teach you and help you build your business, grow your business, improve your business, all the things about your business and your world.
And keep more of your money.
And keep more of your money. Side note, Brandy, anything else you want to say before we sign off for today?
I always love our conversations, Shauna, and with AI out there making things move even faster, having a framework on when, where, and how to work with experts will only help your business as you need more expertise to navigate all the changes that are coming.
Love it. And I presume you've got a framework somewhere on your website on a PDF that people can reach out to you.
Well, the book actually contains many frameworks like, are you ready to hire an expert? What kind of expert is a fit for your business? How do you get the most value out of working with your expert? So it's all in the book. Love
it. So guys, get the book, obviously. Brandy, it's been a pleasure. Have a wonderful day. And everybody else, thank you. Have a wonderful day out here. Thanks. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.